all members are in attendance. The first order of business is approval of the minutes of the last meeting of the 3rd of October.
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, and then another batch of unpaid invoices. We had discussion at that meeting about this, but is there anything in particular you want to get into any of them, or?
No, nothing in particular. There's just a total amount of $89,327.30.
Okay, and is it?
What are most of these for, and why haven't they been paid?
Some of them are just straggling in. Some of them may have been misplaced. I see there's some from October, so that's probably the case for that one specifically. Some of them, like transportation for SP Plus, they were. No.
With respect to SP Plus, the reason they were late is we were negotiating with them the price of some of these items. But the items were approved by Mr. Gordon and myself above and beyond what was appropriated in the budget.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments about
Well,
this?
I think we have been establishing a policy that we're pretty much letting the department heads do their thing as long as they don't go over budget or over budget too much. And if we were really going to dig into this, I would like to know what ZEP is or ZEP or whatever, but it seems to me that as long as it's good with the finance director and the city manager, I would move we approve this paying these invoices.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you.
Oh man, that's totally frozen.
So I guess, and now you're at a point, right, if there are any other ones that trickle in, right, they have to sit till December when the next council meets and the finance committee. Okay. Good enough. Okay, grant approvals. Looks like we have 5. We'll just go down the order unless there's some other reason. Let's start with GA 2018, the POS City of Annapolis Nature Area.
Mr. Chairman, this grant for $1.5 million would appropriate the program open space money that the Board of Public Works approved several weeks ago for us to purchase the 22 lots at the Parkside Preserve subdivision. So we need to appropriate those dollars, accept those dollars and appropriate them, and then later on you'll see that we need to upfront.
To reflect that. Okay. And obviously we're doing this now because the Board of Public Works, right, acted on this last week, so now it's...
I think it was on the 6th of October, whatever that Wednesday was.
So it's a done deal. We can move it along. Great. Any other...
I move approval of GA 2018.
I second that, but first I would like to applaud the administration for pulling this off. I think it's a great thing, a very smart thing, and probably one of the best uses of open space money so far. So thank you very much for doing this.
Be careful, Tom. They're going to name it after you. So Good job. Very good job. Okay, moved and seconded. Favorably recommend GA 2018. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, GA 2118, overtime for Anne Arundel County Tobacco Sales Compliance Project.
Okay, this is a $5,000 grant. There is no local match required. It is for overtime for the police department to conduct compliance checks for tobacco sales, underage tobacco sales, and it's a continuing partnership with Anne Arundel County.
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Easy enough. GA 2218, Emergency Solutions Grant.
This one's a little trickier.
This one is it's from Maryland Housing and Community Development. There is a match required. That comes from Lighthouse and other donors, and there was letters that are attached throughout the grant document for that. It is a total, the total operating expense is $116,600, and it's funds to prevent homelessness and to help improve the quality of existing emergency and transitional shelters for the homeless.
Okay. Any questions or comments? People look into it? Sure.
So are we are getting a grant for 116 from Energy Solutions? Is that what I'm, I mean, when I look at the spreadsheet, I see the 116, 51,000, 65,000, total of almost $250,000, but this is just money that we're taking in, right? That's not coming out of city coffers.
Correct, yes. If you look at the grant budget form, it breaks everything down by the source, the funding source.
Right.
So the 116,600 is coming from the state. The local match is 51,000. It's coming from Lighthouse, and then there's other donors that are providing the rest of it.
Right. Seems like a no-brainer to me. I move approval.
Is there a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, easy enough. GA 2318, the 2017 Urban Area Security Initiative Grant Program. Welcome.
The gift that keeps giving.
I'm back again.
Mm-hmm. With more money this time.
Yeah, a lot more. Deputy Fire Chief Kevin Simmons, the Director of the Office of Emergency Management, and known in Ward 8 as the grant writing ninja. So this is the Urban Area Security Initiative Grant. We do apply and get this every year. This is the 2017, and the amount of $793,208. Basically, it allows for terrorism prevention-oriented planning, training, and exercise. There's no matching fund with this. This is pretty much one of the largest grants that OEMs manages. It's a significant increase from last year. Last year was only $356,000, and now we got it up to $793,000. So that's a significant increase.
Mm-hmm.
So where's all this money going? $210,000 of it is going to go for the salaries in OEM, the contractual emergency planner salaries. Since I've been here 7 years, we've paid all of our salaries out this at no expense to the city. $75,000 is going to go to keep our code red, which we share with the county. $62,700 will go for law enforcement equipment. $14,500 will go for law enforcement training. $42,800 will go for hazmat equipment and training, which is pretty much the fire department. $43,500 will go for CCTV maintenance in the police department, and $16,500 will go for the upkeep of the mobile command unit, which is will be in the police department as well. And $288,000 will go to the bomb squad. It doesn't only go to the Annapolis bomb squad, but since Captain Spriggs is like the commander of all the bomb squads, or the coordinator is probably a better word, he actually pays for the training and equipment out of that funding for Baltimore County and some of the other bomb squads in the Baltimore metro region. And I think the other thing was $40,000 goes to our incident management team's coordinator's salary, who's centered in the city of Annapolis.
Okay,
Move approval.
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, sirs.
Thank you.
And let's see here, the last one is GA 2418, the Annual Transportation Plan FY18. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, Rick Gordon, Department of Transportation. I'm here today seeking your support for our FY18 Annual Transportation Plan, which is a requirement because we're a recipient of state funds. There are two grants involved, the capital and operating grant to support our transportation program. The operating grant consists of $1.2 million for our large urban operations and $198,000 for ADA operations. The capital grant consists of $508,635, which includes $400,000 for preventative maintenance, $6,000 for a new scan tool, which we use to analyze vehicle maintenance, and $158,850 for the replacement of 2 small buses.
Okay. Questions? Or?
Is this pretty much consistent in size, or is this a little bit bigger?
The capital is a little bit bigger.
That's what I thought.
That fluctuates based on what we request, and we will likely be requesting more vehicle replacement funds in the future, as the vehicles we have pretty much reached
Age
the end
out.
of their useful life.
Okay. Any other questions or comments about this GA?
Move approval?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, and we have 3 GTs. We can start with GT 518, which is the second piece of the Parkside Preserve acquisition.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the program open space grant is a reimbursable grant. So we would need to appropriate the $1.5 million out of, transfer out of reserve. Then we would go to closing, and we would bill the state subsequently and receive the $1.5 million, which we put back into the reserve fund.
Okay,
Move approval?
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
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 And then it looks like we have 2 CIP
Market house
transfers.
renovations, oh no.
GT 618. Welcome, David.
Thank you. Good afternoon, David Gerald, Director of Public Works. We've got 2 projects that have some old bond money that needs to be spent by the end of the year. The first one I'll talk about is the Market House one. This is money that's left over from when we did the renovations 5 years ago. And that money was left there in case we had additional capital needs as we were operating that facility. So the money's still available, so we'd like to move it to the facility improvements, CIP, where we can quickly spend it here between now and the end of the calendar year as we need to do. The second one is just a little bit of money, $632. It's in the stormwater management retrofit CIP, and so we need to move that to Dorsey Avenue, which is going to be a storm drain system project. It's in the engineering phase right now, so we need a little bit of extra money for the engineering, and again, that'll be spent by the end of the calendar year, so I don't get in trouble with Melissa. So that's what those two projects are, and 2 transfers.
Okay, thank you. Any questions or comments?
No questions.
Okay,
Recommend approval of both, or
Second.
recommending approval of both?
all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. And update from the Finance Department is the last bit of business.
We have a storm drain.
I think
We just did that.
He just did both, he talked
Okay,
about both of them.
Okay, sorry.
Yes, we currently have our auditors here. This is the second week they've been here. They may come back for a third, but that's unlikely at this point. Everything's running on schedule, and the estimated completion will be December 31st. That's pretty much all I have. That's all we're working on right now.
Good. Okay, anything else?
Where are we in terms of commencing the union negotiations? And I hope we're going to go back to the same negotiator.
Under the provisions of the contract, Alderman, we have to have our first session in October. We're in the process of setting that date up. We're clearing some dates with Steve Silvestri as we speak. So we'll have a preliminary meeting before Halloween. I honestly don't expect that we'll have any serious negotiations until after the first of the year,
Right.
for a variety of reasons.
So that's going to put some pressure on the budget cycle as well.
It could very well. And of course, these negotiations I anticipate to be lengthy, given the number of issues we have to discuss, as you well know. So it'll be it'll take a good deal of time between January and April.
The class and comp study, is that going to be coming out after the election?
Yes, sir. I've seen a draft of it. They're finalizing it now. I've seen the charts, which is the major portion of it, but the narrative needs to go along with it to explain what the charts say. I expect it'll be available in the next couple of weeks.
Any surprises?
No.
Okay.
No, we're doing well.
And do we have any preliminary word on the property reassessments?
Not at this point. We're still
We don't
anticipating
have-
somewhere in the order of 10%, but that's 3 over 3 years.
So that would be pretty much what it was the last time.
I believe so, but
Yeah.
that's not my purview, that would be Bruce's.
And we don't
But
have Joe
that's what-
Glorioso anymore to talk to, right? He's retired. Thank you.
Great. Any other items or questions? Well, since this is probably the last Finance Committee that I'll be a part of, I want to thank all of you for working with all of you, be it my colleagues on the council, staff we've worked with, city manager, obviously, all the department heads. I think we've done a lot of good work over the time and tried to do it with a sense of humor and not to take ourselves too seriously. So I've enjoyed working with all of you. It's been a pleasure. So we have a motion?
It's been our pleasure too, and I think Fred and I also should give provisional farewell
Yeah.
statements.
Mr. Chairman, for the staff, I'm going to simply say that we're all going to adjourn and cry.
Mr. Chair, it's with a heavy heart, I move that we adjourn.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.